Enter. Enter. Islam. Peace, K. How you feeling? I'm well, no much. 444. Can I get 2 bags? Yes, sir. Okay, yeah. I just want 2. Just 2 right now. You know what? This is on me, okay? Thanks. Yeah, this is for the family. Alright? No doubt. This is for you. Oh, man. Beautiful. Peace. Thank you. Thanks. Yes. It's a healthy one right there. It got seeds in it. This one got seeds in it. It got seeds in it. It broke the scale. We need a whale scale now. Yes, sir, man. Yes, greetings. Peace, brother. Peace be unto you.
It's so magnetic. It was recognized as ultra. They weaponized the culture. They mechanized the vultures. Blue pillar. It's so magnetic. KT3RD. It was recognized as ultra. They weaponized the culture. We went from using atoms, searching for the blacks in China, to searching through these back pages for some black China and some black vagina. We went from the UNIA and the black starliners to some black Masons, black Shriners, buying crack from the miners. Went from dapper damn black designers to some Gucci turtlenecks, black Jordan. Moving on up, Sherman Helmsley. But the shooters ain't shooting on up. There's nightmares on Elm Street. Computers ain't booting on up. I'm dream chasing through the Jason months. As above, so below. We was adjacent once. Rethink your fears. They drink your tears. While you waking up for delinquent years, the distinctive years, crack pains, black rage, Beanie Siegel backstage, state property, crack cage, hell up in Harlem, the black plague, Luke Cage, going through his crack rage, captured, bulletproof zombies, raptured, toothless blondies, carving a piece, ruthless Gandhis, starving for peace, no disguise with the vulture's eyes, most survive, but their cultures die. Look at Scarface through Sosa's eyes. Approach the guys and get posterized. Or dropped into acid, emulsified. Or look at media and socialize. When they see us and they start acting goofy, we smacking koofies, they bad and bougie. I'm a timeless royal, times of turmoil. Feelings timeless on timeless boil. Flaxseed oil, black winter boil. Color of the backstreet soil with orange coils. We the lost attraction, I'm your course of action. If she look like Penny for a good time, I toss her Jackson. Me in the carbon, this quantum entangle. I'm dripping in carrots, the sponsors a dangle. If I had to decide to fade to Billy Gates, I say young chop his ass like Philly steak. Shit, I gave birth to a lady killer. I drag a desire to Mercedes dealers. A hard pill they soon to swallow. Wherever I go, all these drones, they soon to follow. I resisted the urge that persisted to purge. Protect the hood from the pecker wood. In my neck of woods, delectable Negroes say they neck is good. Protect the wood, protect this wood. 36 chambers, inspect the deck was good. What's good, my nigga?
All right, all right, all right. There you have it. Sherman Hemsley off of the album Red Summer. All right. I would call it the album of the year if you were to ask me, but of course I'm biased. But the phenomenal work of art entitled Red Summer. All right. That right there is Sherman Hemsley. Shout out to Blue Pill. I'll wait till you hear the remix. That's going to be super duper fire. All right. Well, peace to the family. Peace to you and yours. Greetings to all. Welcome. Namaste. Shalom. We are on a super duper late night transmission. However, fret not. You know what I'm talking about? Because we have some announcements to make. We have some things that we need to talk about that's going on in the KTL universe. So we're gonna make sure that we get that recorded so the brothers and sisters, when they wake up on Saturday, they could tap in. You know what I mean? So peace to everybody. Yeah. Here we go. Somebody said, is Lizzie Jeff on the album? Hell yeah, Lizzie Jeff is all over the album. Lizzie Jeff is featured prominently on Red Summer. You know what I mean? She's on it. At least the tracking that we have, but she's definitely featured. Kambada is featured, and they're the two most featured artists on Red Summer, Kambada and Lizzie Jeff. You dig? But yeah, I'm very, I'm extremely pleased with the project. I haven't heard it mixed down as of yet, right? You know what I'm talking about? Peace, Chandra. Peace to the goddess in the building. Everybody give Chandra a heart emoji. Peace to Secret in the building. All right. And yeah, peace to Lizzie Jeff in the building. All of the goddesses, everybody, all of the divine feminine presence in the building. Salute to everyone. Salute to the gods. Let me do a roll call. We got enough people in the building so we could do a proper roll call and get everybody acclimated so we know who's in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Before we tap in and talk our talk. So Miami is in the house. Shout out to Miami. Yes, and we in Scorpio season. You know the brother had to come on the live. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, NC is in the building. Shout out to North Kakalaka in the building. Salute to y'all. North Kakalaka is popping right now. Yeah, stream chasing. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania in the building. Salute to Harrisburg. I got peoples in Harrisburg. Albuquerque, Wilmington, North Carolina. Wilmington is lit. North Carolina is litty. We will see y'all very soon. California, Southern California. Yeah, I see you. Watkinsville. What is that? Watkinsville, Georgia. Haven't been there before, but salute to y'all. Queensbridge, we see you. QBA. Yeah, QB in the building. QB USA. Richmond, Virginia. Las Vegas. I see you. VA is for lovers. Tulsa in the building. Talk black to me, Tulsa. We fucks with you, Tulsa. You know what I'm talking about? You see how Black Wall Street is coming alive, Tulsa. You know what I'm saying? Talk black to me. Seminole County. Yeah, Florida. Yeah, there, Trayvon. Yeah, Denver with the mushrooms. Yeah, talk black to me. Send me that care package. Cleveland, Philly, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Look at this Tulsa. Like, Tulsa's in a building. Rising power to Terrence Clutch, because Terrence Clutch was the sacrifice that ignited the whole revival in this Black Wall Street Tulsa energy. Remember, that was the brother who was a pastor. They don't bring up the fact that he was a pastor and he got smoked right on the side of the highway by that Becky, that European woman who looked wild crazy, and her boyfriend was the one in a helicopter who was basically, you know, he was calling the shots from the helicopter, and they executed that man in broad daylight on camera in Tulsa, Oklahoma, like 2 or 3 years ago. Terrence Clutch, I believe his name was. And now in the H.P. Lovecraft TV show, and also in the first episode of the whole story arc for 2 shows that show Black women as gods and Black men as gods. 2 of the best shows that come out in the last 4 years. H.P. Lovecraft, Lovecraft Country, and Watchmen. And they both had storyline arcs dealing with Tulsa, Oklahoma. Do you want to call it a coincidence? Don't call it a comeback. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, Sacramento in the building, North Carolina, right? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, talk black to me, Tulsa. Y'all gotta have to answer that, because the 99th anniversary for Tulsa, Oklahoma actually arrived in the summer of 2020 during a time when niggas was doing protests. Nobody mentioned it. None of these fake diet woke rappers said anything. They didn't have no fucking concerts. Niggas didn't say, let's go riding. You know what I mean? There wasn't no sneakers that came out that said Black Wall Street on them. They didn't give them no type of energy. The European came and did it. And the sister who was involved with the writing team for Lovecraft, she tied the whole story to Tulsa. And spoiler alert, on the season finale, it was the family in Tulsa that had the book of names who put the curse on white people forever. Bruh, if y'all didn't see that episode, please see the episode. Here, the Wilmington riots. Which one of you Afrofuturists out there are gonna depict the Wilmington riots? Not just depict it as a documentary. Nothing to take away from documentaries, because niggas get in their feelings. But what about movies and the way that they wrote the way that they take? We have to humble ourselves and get our notepads. The way that they wrote the storyline in that Lovecraft TV show, the way that they wrote up Godfather of Harlem, the way that they wrote the Watchmen series, nigga, that's writing right there. You know, in these days and time, that's impressive. Yeah. I'm on live right now, my brother. Look. Yes, sir. I'm gonna hit you after this. All right.
We need to go live tomorrow.
All right, I'm gonna hit you after this. So it's interesting that now that the Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma story is becoming sort of a household story, right? Meaning that mass adoption. There's people who just came to America. There's people who were born in America and never in their life heard of no shit like that. They're crying about Black people getting stomped out on video by police, when there's a whole story that took place where they wiped out a town for 2 days. They were purging for 2 days straight. 2 days straight, hard body purging. I'm talking about World War type of purge, right? Airstrikes, looting, rape, wholesale. They just unearthed mass graves in Tulsa, bruh. They just unearthed a mass grave. That's the bones of the ancestors crying out in these lands of America where you niggas bleed on, but you don't fucking defend. You don't have no love for it. You have a disconnect to it. You know, you're not even calling it home. You got plans to sabotage it, to get on a boat and go somewhere. You know what I'm talking about? Our people are not faithful to the Americas, to this land. We look at this land and the victims through a victim's glasses. We don't see the beauty in the land. We don't claim the land. We're not rocking the jewels and the precious stones that come from inside the land. You know what I'm saying? That's how you show love. You venerate. You know what I mean? Put it on your body. We're not doing that. A lot of people are, but so the fact that the Wilmington massacre is following Tulsa Wall Street, or Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, the massacre that took place in Tulsa was preceded by the massacre that took place in Wilmington, North Carolina, right? And that massacre had almost as much implications politically than what we know as Black Wall Street, because we know what took place in Black Wall Street set Black people back. That's what I'm saying. I mean, yes, Wilmington comes before Tulsa, right? And the implications of what took place as a result of the coup d'etat. It wasn't a massacre only, and it wasn't a race riot. It was a coup d'etat. As a matter of fact, if you go and do your due diligence and do your research, this is on the record books, right? So nobody's making it up. This is not speculation. This ain't a rumor. It's actually on the record books. There's documentaries that's made about it. It is on record as the only coup d'etat on American soil. The Wilmington massacre. And the reason why it's considered to be a coup d'etat is because there was a complete upheaval of a political system, a party, and elected officials during this Wilmington thing. They switched the whole goddamn government. It was a fusion government, and it was a Republican government. But the caveat of the whole thing is those Republicans looked like us, right? During that time, those Republicans that I'm referring to in the late 1800s in Wilmington, North Carolina, along with other southern states, were melanated because that was the melanated man's party, okay? That was the melanated man and woman's party. It was the Republicans, and they were in alignment with another political party that would be almost akin to what we would call allies, right? And that party was called the Fusion Party, okay? Go and look it up. The Fusion Party. Now, the Democrats or the Democrats who were in the South, the Democrats or the Democrats, what people refer to the Democrats, but what our people and so many others have referred to as the Democrats, they committed what was known as a coup d'etat on that day, November 10th, in Scorpio in 1898. They committed what is known as a massacre, okay? What they did is they began to burn, they were burning down a newspaper, and they forced an editor out of town, a Black editor, and burnt down his newspaper facility. And then from there, they began to burn the whole town down and commit atrocities and murders and all kind of things. And it was a concerted attack. It was it was a premeditated attack, because they began to burn down newspapers, Black-owned newspapers, all across the South at the same damn time, right? So look, the Dixiecrats, right? We're talking about the Jacksonians, We're talking about the ones who come after Andrew Jackson, the Jacksonians, the Dixiecrats, the Democrats, the ones that LBJ identified with. These are not your friendly. These are not the Democrats that you people twerk with. These are not the Democrats that you met at the Obama luncheon, my nigga. You understand? These are the Democrats. These are the ones who are responsible for the deep state, for the rat lines. These are the ones who've been doing what they've been doing for the longest times. You understand? These are the same clothes, because I don't care if it's a Republican or a Democrat. I don't care if it's a goddamn elephant or it's a donkey. It's still a hunky. You understand what I'm saying? It's still a vulture, and it's two wings of the same bird. When do we stop, showing up for that class? So I don't play the double side. I will never in my life let that tag get put on my jacket. There's other people out here that's wearing those jackets. I'm never gonna wear the jacket of a political party, and I'm never gonna campaign for a political party, and I'm never gonna say this party is better than that party. I'm not gonna play that measurement game. Those are people that are trapped within this duality aspect of either or. I'm talking about left or right and whatnot, not realizing that you're your own political party. Both of them are corrupt. Both of them have switched places. Both of them are completely set up to confuse the people. Both of them have concerted. They're playing good cop, bad cop. They're playing quote unquote knife or gun. They're playing poison or suicide. Yeah, I vote for my ancestors, God damn it. I vote for my ancestors and the individuals who I decide that I'm going to let, in my life or in my network or anything that's dealing with, finances and, especially social affairs. We're going to have to begin to find out, the importance of oath taking, being able to take an oath, being able to live, to stand on something versus, giving out a handshake. And doing all of that. Nah, that ain't it. That's not how things work. That's not how things work. That's not how power is transferred. They don't transfer the handshakes. You know what I'm talking about? That's not how businesses grow, and that's not how nations are built. They're not built with handshakes. You got to take an oath. You got to stand for something. I'm talking about, because the people that's wearing us out, the people that's running circles around our people, they're oath takers. They stand on something. It might be something that you don't agree to or you don't agree with, but they're standing on it. They're standing on it. And them people that's riding for Trump, those are oath takers. You're never going to convince them anything other than that. The problem is they have something that they can say solidly. This shit is going to work for me if we work for it. You don't have that. You can't say, if you look at both situations from both parties, you can't say for sure on some solid shit. That once these people get in office, you don't even got to watch them. You could just sit back and wait for the perks to come and hit you. You know what I'm talking about? You could just lay back and let the perkies come and hit you. Nah, that's not how it's set up for us. So why are we even having this conversation? It don't work for you niggas in cruise control. If Trump gets in, you niggas are still on your tippy toes. You still trying to figure out when is he gonna goddamn pull out the Joker card and and checkmate you niggas. You still trying to figure out when is he gonna invite you to get on a boat to come with him to a party somewhere in Mar-a-Lago and just sink that shit, because he's that type of dude. You know what I'm talking about? And then with Joe Biden and and Kamala, you're finished. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna wash you up. Helen DeGeneres is gonna be the Secretary of State. It's gonna look crazy. That's just gonna be a shit show, and people are going to become very chaotic. Very chaotic, very Roman. A lot of people will be lulled to sleep. back to sleep. The same way that they were lulled to sleep during the Obama era. No different. Yeah, it's been like that for the last 12 years. It's been like that post 9/11. There's still people are still in a stupor, you know. People are still there's still a level of shell shock. The same characters from 9/11 are still playing. Donald Trump was a major player in 9/11. He was a major player in the quote unquote loose change, denier, the 9/11 denying movement and all of that. Then one of his cronies, the quote unquote child, the what they call 666, all the way in the 90s, Rudy Giuliani, right? Now I said it in his rhymes. There's like 18 references for Giuliani being 666. You know what I'm talking about? He was the mayor of New York City. He was busy destroying the hood. He was the one washing up. He was almost like an inquisitor. You know how they got the Inquisition? He was like an inquisitor. You know, he was the mayor of New York during 9/11. He just was in the news for basically being in the Borat movie and getting caught by Borat and his To Catch a Predator cameras on some pedophilia shit. You know what I'm talking about? Your man's in them. The nigga Rudy Giuliani, who some of y'all wanted to vote for president. This nigga's he's wild fruity, first of all. He's a sadomasochist. Second of all, if you saw the Yusuf Hawking documentary, right? You saw Bensonhurst, where they killed that young man, all of them Italians and whatnot, where they wolf packed them and bodied them. That's Rudolph Giuliani's people. That's the type of Italian that he comes from. You know what I'm talking about? That's his Italian. That's his Italy. Him and Sammy the Bull come from the same areas and whatnot. They hate our people. Those are the same ones that hated the Moors in Sicily because they got the Southern Italians that they got the olive skin. You know, they get fried in the state. You know, them niggas get like French fry brown in the sun because they got that Moorish blood. So they call them guineas and whatnot. So you got the other Italians that hate on that, you know? And you saw it play out in Godfather of Harlem, how they were murderous about their Italian daughter. You couldn't pipe her down. They didn't want no Moors, right, tapping in to the Italian daughter. You know what I mean? They didn't want nobody tapping in. And the brother who was tapping in, they were trying to kill him. Right? They take oaths to kill you. They take oaths to make sure that never takes place. If a Mulian is sleeping with one of their daughters, it's a disgrace to the whole bloodline. To the whole bloodline. Right? That's how they do it. That's how they give it up. And it goes all the way back to Moorish Spain. It goes all the way back to the Moors in Europe, piping them down. You know, it really goes back to Hannibal Barca and the Carthaginians when they was up in Italy doing their thing. You know? So when you understand the historical context, then you know why certain things take place and you don't have to try to figure it out. You know? And then keep in mind, these Italians also stand behind Christopher Columbus, and they live vicariously through his conquest. They're like, yo, that, you know, they don't see nothing wrong with him. So that's a conflict of interest automatically. Like they identify themselves with the legacy of Christopher Columbus because they told them that Christopher Cologne was an Italian. So that's their man. And to be honest with you, based off of the research that I did, they made Christopher Columbus holiday in America in the early 1900s to appease Italian Americans because they were in Louisiana hanging them. They were in the South hanging Italians. Why were they hanging them? They were saying that those are niggas. They were hanging Irish people too. They were lynching Irishmen. But there's a case in particular. It was 19 Italians. You could look it up. In Louisiana, they had the Italians, they were exporting the Italians into Louisiana to work in the train tracks, I believe. They were doing hard labor. And they hung 19 of them. They lynched 19 of them. Italy was ready to go to war with America. The Italian Empire was ready to go to war to avenge the lynching of 19 of their own. America and the politicians in America appeased the Italians by creating a holiday and calling it Christopher Columbus Day. Prior to that, it was not celebrated. It wasn't even taught. Christopher Columbus was not even honored like that in America. He was not held up. His name wasn't spoken like that. This, as a matter of fact, happened in the school system and in American culture after, I think it was 1908 or 1909. I could be wrong. It could be 1919. But this happened. You could go ahead and look it up. And then they began to put their energy and all of that behind Christopher Columbus and erect these statues. These statues are erected by the Daughters of the American Revolution. They're erected by the Smithsonian. There's different groups and whatnot that are responsible because these statues represent the mythos. These statues represent Americana. These statues represent this reconstructed history that's not real. That's why they say when you go into the museum, all of those alabaster Greek statues are not real. You know what I'm talking about? And a whole bunch of them are alabasters because they stripped that shit completely of all of its color, almost like bleaching them down and then blasting them shits. So they're just alabaster, they're just blank, but they have mad color on them and they have the machines that could see the original color and whatnot. So they don't want you to see the color, but then they have these other artifacts that are wild brand new. The statues definitely feed their egregores. The statues feed the egregores. The statues absorb energy. The statues are alive. They're consecrated. You know what I'm talking about? The statues are consecrated. The same way, if you're into any kind of African traditional system, you see that they consecrate dolls and whatnot. They could consecrate figures and things of that nature. Well, the European consecrates his bronze statues. You feel me? He consecrates his mounds. He puts churches and stuff like that on top of mounds and things of that nature. He puts his own people who spill blood. They enact battles on top of mounds and spill blood on top of those mounds. And by doing that, they take over the energy of those mounds. They tap into the energy of those energy centers. So you're just dealing with a person who understands geomancy, and we don't. You know what I mean? They study these books. They are in war college. You know, they're in Ivy League colleges, and they have special access to books that you'll never read on the internet, ever. You'll never get it on it. You won't get it on Amazon. You won't get it on the internet. You have to go on journeys to find these things. You have to go on your spirit quest to open up these doors and whatnot. Or you just got to be plugged into an ill network such as ours. You know? Study. U.S. Handbook of Covert Military Operations. Handbook of Covert and Clandestine Operations. FM 31-21. Telling you, bruh. You know? Somebody said that they're from Mississippi, mom from Louisiana, and the family name is biased Spanish. My granddad's name was De Soto, right? The Spaniards were all up and down the Americas, you know, all up and down the Americas. We were all up and down Spain. Okay? We were all up and down Spain. We were all up and down France. We were all up and down Italy, the same way that we up and down there now. Go to Europe and you'll still see us. We're not out of sight. You go to Europe and you'll still see our brothers and whatnot. They out there. The Moors are still out there, right? Last time I checked, the Moors are still out there. So we don't die, we multiply, right? We don't change. Energy just rearrange. You know what I mean? Henceforth, those who understand that they belong and that they are in the quantum realm. And by being in the quantum realm, what happens? You get to tap into a whole nother realm, or the other side of the curtain, right? Where your ancestors are, spirits are. You know, there's many things on that side. There's definitely many things on that side. So, you know, I highly suggest that the family get in your meditation, get into your plant medicine, you know, get into whatever is available, because there are tools available. The same way that there are spaceships. If people really want to go to the moon, if that's something that you desire, you really feel like that you can go to the moon, well, there are vehicles that can take you to a place where you say, you know what, I really went to the moon. You know, if it was real to you, shit, then it's real to me. If you really feel like that was the moon where you had went, then goddamn it, that's where you went. You went to the moon. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not here to judge you. But I'm also here to let you know that, let's say that you wanted to go on an inner journey to find out some things about some things. Let's say that you wanted to go see one of the ancestors. Same way that you saw in Black Panther, where the brother went into the ancestor realm and did what? Tapped in to the big homie, right? Because there's no bigger homie than your ancestors. They don't get no bigger than that, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? They don't get no bigger than that. You can't prove nobody else other than the blood that's inside of your brain, in your veins, which is your bloodline. Everything else is speculation. You can't prove it. The only thing that's real is your ancestors. And they showed you that in that movie, Black Panther, where he went into the ancestor realm after eating a plant-based medicines. I'm not a component for anything that's really chemical. You understand? I'm not a proponent for anything that was made in the lab like that. You dig? Not when it comes to taking these trips. Remember, there's vehicles to get you a lot of places. But what I'm speaking of in particular is the vehicle that would take you to the ancestor realm to take an inner trip, an inner journey somewhere inside, right? The inner sanctum, right? Because if you're trying to heal, or if you're trying to get somewhere, where the hell are you trying to get to, and how are you going to get there? Because can you get there just smoking weed? Can you get there on a Xanny? Can you get there doing yoga? Can you get there meditating? How long is that going to take though? Right? What's the give me the ETA on that? If I'm doing some Bikram yoga, how much do I got to sweat before I could see my ancestors, or before I could, or if I could talk to God, or before I could have an ego death? Or do I tap into the toad, the 5-MeO-DMT? Do I tap into the shrooms, the psilocybin, my bad? Do I tap into things of that nature, the ayahuasca? Do I tap into, do I get on a space shuttle that's going to take me inside? Yeah. Boldly go where no man has gone before. It's not out anywhere. It's not, if you niggas want to go that way, then you go that way. But I'm telling you, if you spend that much money and that much time and that much preparation to go inside, you might find some things that you would swear that you was on that trip outside. Oh, yeah, 90. Whew, I would save that for last. The Ebo game, I would save that for last. But there are people tapping in, and I'm red pill. So it's in my name, it's in my nature, it's in my charge that I would have to tell you the proper way to unplug from the matrix and to truly get into Zion. Cause niggas on Xannies is not in Zion. I'm sorry. Niggas sipping lean. I never seen nobody on lean in Zion. You know what I'm talking about? That's not where it's at. People are not dying in their sleep in Zion. I didn't meet no crackheads in Zion. So it's obvious that these chemicals that is ravaging our hoods, our neighborhoods, our communities, our networks, you know, just everywhere, the whole video game. The suffrage comes from the chemicals. Every state that I go to, everywhere that I travel, everywhere that there's blight, it's because of a chemical imbalance. It's because of the chemical warfare. Even when it comes to the people, it's the chemicals in the food. It's the chemical warfare drugs. It's the chemicals in that fucking hair. You know what I mean? It's the chemicals in a lot of things. It's the chemicals in the marijuana, right? Chemical warfare. It's the chemicals in the opium, in a poppy seed, but they put some chemicals in it. They put some chemicals in a coca leaf. They put some chemicals in that goddamn hemp. They put chemicals in the baby bottles. They put chemicals in the plastic. It's doing things to people. It's chemical warfare. GMO and goddamn processed foods are loaded up with chemicals. It's all chemical warfare. Niggas is preparing for this physical war and one of the highest rates that's taking people out unfairly and unrespectfully. Heart disease, cancer, eating you up, toxins all in your body, right? Because of what? Because of the chemicals. Niggas want to be deep, talk about a spiritual war. Bruh, you getting cooked in a chemical war. And then some people exasperated and fuck with the hard chemicals and just do the crazy. You know, they're addicted to the pharmacopoeia and the toxins, the psychotropics. You know? I've watched some people suffer that. It's not a good thing. It's not a good feeling, bruh. The alcohol, the tobacco, the caffeine and all of that. The sugar, right? The high fructose corn syrup, you know, all of these chemicals, the nylon, you know, DuPont, Johnson and Johnson, Pfizer, right? All of these Oxycontin companies that had to admit their wrongdoings, all of these cancer-causing, right, companies, these megalomaniacs, chemical warfare. Chemical warfare. They got our brothers behind the bars fucking with them chemicals, trying to be chemical gods, having a chemical romance with these chemicals. But that's not for us. We're not chemically inclined. You know? We're not chemically inclined. You dig? We fare better by selling plant-based food. We fare better by selling some herbs to the world. We fare better by being more honorable in our endeavors. I promise you. You know? That's our superpower. I don't know what nobody heard. That's our superpower. We fare better being fair. We fare better being compassionate, even though we are mighty. We fare better, right? Sparing motherfuckers. That's what we fare better. We fare better with our mercy, not just our strength. We don't got to be savages. We don't got to be killers. We don't got to be, goblins like that. We don't got to be, demons. Our whole existence. We don't have to let it become of us, because it is so becoming of us in these days and times. For all the wrong reasons too, with no purpose. So how about applying that same type of energy? How about applying that same type of quote unquote, passion? How about applying that same type of fire to doing what? To heal aggressively, right? To build aggressively, to create aggressively, not passively. I'm talking about aggressively, yeah. To support aggressively. Thank you, whoever supported with the Cash App. I appreciate you. I love you. You know what I mean? We need to become more aggressive in our endeavors, because we are in a day and time where being aggressive is almost like the saying that they say that might, grace and favor, or what people mistake for luck. Grace and favor, right, is bestowed upon the active ones. The fact that you're doing, the fact that you're active, the fact that you are applying yourself, you are going to be bestowed upon with grace and favor. It will cloak you. It will robe you. It will bathe you. It will protect you. You understand? It will be almost like the aura. It will build your aura up to the point where money will become attracted to you. There's no longer chasing the bag. The bag is chasing you. It comes in the form of phone calls and emails. I'm booked, bitch. You understand? I'm booked. You know what I'm talking about? Globally. I'm booked around the globe, and the globe ain't even open up. How about that? I'm booked. The money came looking for me. It found, you couldn't even hide from it. It knows where you at. Them Bitcoins came looking for me. It knows where I'm at. I can't hide from it. Why? Because when you build up when you build your mind up, and this is all plant-based, results. I can't have these conversations and leave out the fact that my mind and my brain, right, my overall energetic field, right, was enhanced by doing what? By getting past my fear during the Red Summer. That's why the project is called Red Summer. And we are finally releasing this, right? It was enhanced because I was not scared. In 2019, on the Lionsgate, August 8th, I documented it. I did a show that night, Third Eye Thursday. I documented it. And I was like, yo, I went through the gate. I went through the Lionsgate. I tapped in with the Bufu. I did it. You know what I mean? I went with the Toad, and I went and I experienced the ego death. You know what I'm saying? I let the family know I was transparent. Some people don't even share these things. They keep it to themselves to the grave. But I'm on a journey, and my life is transparent, and I have nothing to hide. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely, it was shared with me. So I returned the favor by sharing it with the world. And I got inboxes on top of inboxes. And it'll be testimony week one month coming up. We're just going to share testimonies the whole month or the whole week for that matter. But people are like, yo, Red, you helped change my life because I listened to what you said about the toad, the bufu, the ego death, meeting, being like tapping in, like knowing what God really is. Forget what the book say and forget what the pastor be preaching. There's a way to find that shit out in real life, and you don't gotta hurt nobody. You don't have to sell your soul. You don't have to be at the edge of death. You don't gotta get all skinny and crazy looking. You don't gotta be addicted because it's not addictive. You could do it once and walk away. You could do ayahuasca once and walk away. You could do the Ebo and walk away. None of these things are addictive. But if you're scared to face yourself, then you'll always come up with excuses why you shouldn't fix yourself. Right? I'm here to fix the flat. I'm not perfect and I never will be. I'm not here to do things perfectly. I'm 44. We got to, I let that shit go a long time ago. I'm here to be chaotic. You know what I'm saying? My life is a fucking, it's a black hole. It's Dragonfly 44. It's chaotic. You know what I'm talking about? It's chaotic. It's chaos magic in the flesh. If chaos magic was a person, that might be Red Pill. But it's my chaos. It's my universe. It's my crazy world. You know what I mean? And the people who are part of that world, they know how crazy it could be. And my world comes into contact with so many other worlds that are also crazy and chaotic, and worlds that are orderly too. So this is just a wonderful experience. You know what I mean? This is the precession of the equinox. This is the spinning of the planets. As the planet goes in circles, so do you. As the planet conjuncts with other planets, so do you. As the seasons change, so do you. You know what I'm saying? As the animals hibernate, so do you. You might have to run on the hamster wheel and go to work every day, but there's a part of you that's going to be in sleep mode. There's a part of you that's going to go into its shell. There's a part of you that has to recharge. There's a part of you that's going to go into the shadow self. So that's what we do on this platform, called Know the Ledge. We are on a ledge, but we know the ledge. But you won't know the ledge unless you get on top of that shit. You got to get on the ledge in order to know it. And once you know the ledge, you're going to have the knowledge to fly. Okay? And your version of flying is whatever you see fit. Because it's not literal, but it can be. This nigga's flying around LAX right now on jetpacks. It's people flying. Somebody said they had a bad trip off of LSD. Yeah, that's why you won't hear me not co-signing a lot of the chemicals. I'm not co-signing acid. I'm not saying that nobody should do it, or if you did it, feel bad about yourself. What I'm co-signing is psilocybin and hemp. I got to use the Aboriginal terms. The brother Chief Red Hawk said it as well, because I'm not a drug dealer. I don't support any type of drugs, any type of pharmacopoeia. I'm not into any of that. But what I am is a practitioner of plant medicine. Okay? I'm a shaman. Okay? So I'm applying ancient terms, and I'm applying terms that are within the jurisdiction of where I stand, and I'm not going to identify with the quote-unquote lexicon and the legalese that they apply to criminal activities or to criminals. You know what I'm saying? You got to be very mindful of the lexicon and the language that you use, especially on these internets, right? But I'm with everything all natural. I'm with everything plant-based. I'm here to let you know that with the crisis that we're going through as a people, the mental health crisis, the spiritual warfare crisis, even the physical crisis where people are completely living within the means of malnourishment. You know what I mean? The body organs are malfunctioning. Okay? Pre-existing conditions are plaguing the health of the people in droves. And then there's other implications that we could talk about. I'm letting you know that there is a solution to all of these things. How do you know ye are great or ye are gods if ye are not getting to it? How do you know? How do ye know? How does ye know that ye are gods if ye not wearing no Yeezys, nigga? How do you know? How do you know that you're intelligent if you're not being pop quizzed and tested? Who's there to measure you? How do you know? How do you know that you're a chess champion if you're not playing anyone? If no one is challenging you? If you don't have a strong opponent? How do you know your skill set? How could you measure it? What is there to weigh it against? Let me know. So with Negroes running around, black people, Africans, Moors, with everybody, blowing on trumpets and whatnot and complaining about the mountain of issues they could find, why are we not having these same kind of conversations about how we are solving these mountains of issues? You know what I mean? How are we not hacking these problems? How are we not creating the algorithms to stand tall, stand proud, stand, in your truths that you did what? Did you solve the problem? You made the world a better place. The same way that when our people were coming out of slavery, they decided in the hundreds to become inventors. And their inventions helped life, helped former slaves and the people who had them enslaved and everybody else. They helped improve the way of life, the quality of life. Those were black inventors. Go and look them up. They're more than 100 deep. What are your excuses? What are we inventing? The Dougie? You know what I'm saying? Niggas is inventing dancing. Not to say that the dances are not spiritual in their nature, but they could be inventing so much more because there's so much more to invent. We're living in a technological boom, not the era. The era been ushered in, my niggas. It's a boom. I'm talking about a boom unlike anything that you've ever seen. Not just in the stock market. It's a boom all over the place in technology. And all of your leaders, all of your prophets, all of your messengers, from Noble Drew Ali, I don't deal with no Noble Drew Ali. Well, Marcus Garvey, I don't deal with no. Well, Elijah Muhammad, they all talked about technology. They all talked about the electrified age. They all spoke about the importance of tapping in. Yes, they did. Marcus Garvey has steams, which they took and made stems. Noble Drew Ali spoke about the electrified age. He was pro-technology. Elijah, of course, he was very pro-technology. So, shout out to all of my blurs, right? Shout out to all of my coders. Shout out to all of my brothers and sisters who are divinely tapped in, making it happen. Shout out to my bro Slice X and his company. He does augmented reality. Shout out to my brother damn, well, I'm forgetting my bro's name. He made a video game called Swagatrons. I believe it's HP. Not Lovecraft. The brother's HP. Right? No, HQ the producer. My bad. HQ the producer. Shout out to that brother. He made his own video game. Shout out to Derek Grace. He made his own video game. Like, there's so many people that are doing things. And that's an announcement that I want to make. I don't want to forget it. For my family in Atlanta that have been enjoying Melanin Mondays, I want to say first and foremost, thank you from the bottom of my heart for tapping in and making us feel at home in Atlanta. Because, you know, I would do it by myself in an empty room if I had to. Because to be honest with you, I would just sit on it. I would sit on the chair and talk to the YouTube audience. I don't really need anybody to be in the building. But the fact that every week the place is packed, and it's packed with some quality of membership. You know what I mean? Remember, I don't like crowded places like that. Don't need to be in no crowded places. I don't look forward to being in mad crowded places. Now, there's an exception to that, of course. I like conventions. I like seminars. I like those big, like, winter, you know, those events where they have keynote address and they in like the auditoriums. I like those. I like rallies that are dealing with, you know, making money and raising money on the spot. I don't like being in big crowded clubs where it's dark, you know what I mean? And everybody got weapons and shit. I don't like being in, you know, lectures that is too crowded. I enjoy being in spots where it's just nice. And that's Melanin Mondays, y'all. You know, Melanin Mondays has turned into its own entity. It's a bit of a showcase. It's a bit of a networking event. It's a bit of a lecture class. And it's also a bit of, you know, just a social setting where people come to eat good food, listen to good music, see some beautiful people, study together, compare notes, meet up with friends and whatnot, and just overall chill. So I'm here to let y'all know, starting in the month of November, we're going to be pivoting a little bit more towards the networking aspect of celebrating the entrepreneurs, highlighting the entrepreneurs, highlighting brothers that are actually inventing things, the coders, the blurs, you know, the creators and the makers and whatnot. We're going to be opening up the stages for those brothers and sisters to really show, improve what they're doing and what's going on. Because I don't think people really know, and you'll be blown away when you find out. It's going to make you feel more wealthier. So that's what's coming. Shout out to my bro, Jason. This is his first time in Atlanta. He's coming for the party. All right, he's coming for the Red Pillar party, the album release. Now, let me talk about the album release real quick. You know what I mean? Because we had brought this up about a week ago, and the family was excited about it. So now I'm excited about it. So on October 30th, right? On October 30th, this is another part of the announcements. On October 30th, which happens to be on a Friday, okay, we are going to be in Atlanta. And we are going to be releasing, okay, for the ATL family, right, our project entitled Red Summer, okay? This project is going to make history, I promise you. You know, this project is one of my babies. I've been working on this project, I would say from July. Yeah, I started doing this in July. I was recording Scorpion King, and then I pivoted and I hopped on a Red Summer. Shit happens, you know. And my whole experience in Atlanta, even in Connecticut, but definitely in Atlanta when I came down for the DMT lecture, right? Dark Matter Timing with A.A. Rashid and Blue Pill. That changed my life. And I linked up with Billionaire PA. I was staying in Buckhead. We opened up a recording session, and the rest is history. That whole week, things began to change, right? No, I think it was before that when I went to Miami. Right. Yeah. It was right before that I came to Atlanta. We wound up going to the A. That was 4th of July around that time, I think. Or June. We was in June. Lit. That was a mushroom journey. Yeah, that was the beginning of that whole psilocybin inner work, the inner sanctum, going inside, right? Going on a real trip, a real Airbnb trip. Right? So I was like, I need to do this project. This shit is talking to me. You know, I met a producer. I call her Mama Sauce. Her name is Sabrina. You know, she's mad cool. She's one of A.A. Rashid's master students. She's a Red House student. And she's a producer. She make beats and she arrange songs. And she's an engineer and a mixer. She's talented. And she's an artist too. Fire. Hooks and everything. Verses, all that. So I was like, yo, we're gonna do this album. I'm gonna work with you. I wanna do beats only by you. You know what I mean? Make it exclusive. So we started working on it and now we finished. And then I saw Lovecraft, the TV series. I ain't gonna lie to you. I missed it for like 4 weeks straight. Man, people was in my inbox talking about, yo, Red, you need to see Lovecraft. This is must-see TV, right? I'm just coming off for Watchmen. I'm wild arrogant at that point. I'm like, you know what? I'm good, fam. I'm going to catch up to it. You know, I seen the trailer and everything. I was like, you know what? This might be lit. But Jesse Smollett, I was on my anti-Smollett run. I'm gonna admit it. I was hating. I was like, I don't like Jesse, so I don't like his sister. And then I was like, you know what? I like his sister. She alright. But I'm good because I started hearing rumblings about the TV show having some weirdo stuff going on. But man, when I tapped into it, whew, oh my goodness. It was all she wrote, you know. It was all she wrote. I was tapped in forever. So on All Hallows Eve, right? Which is, we don't celebrate Halloween, but we fuck with All Hallows Eve. You know what I'm talking about? The Day of the Dead. Like we rock with that for real, for real. Like we encourage people to tap into that energy because that's a real energy, you know. And with this whole H.P. Lovecraft series, the way that it has returned Black power to Black people, Black magic to Black people, because Black magic matters, right? Black magic matters, right? So we bring it back. This show has returned a lot of things that have been lost in the wash to our people. I can imagine watching this shit as a Christian and how Black people could walk away feeling after watching H.P. Lovecraft series on HBO. It's a series, it's like 10 episodes. But it's all about Black people. The whole main cast is Black people or melanated Moors. You name it. And man, this has been therapeutic for me. You understand? For my mind, the things that the concepts that this show explored was straight therapy. I mean, especially when you tapped into the plant medicine. It expanded my mind. It's Afrofuturism, right? and it expanded my mind to places that it wasn't before. So I got big love for H.P. Lovecraft series. So we're doing a themed album release party that day on Friday. We're doing a themed H.P. Lovecraft themed album release. What is a themed album release? Well, there are characters in the TV show. There's characters in the books. And you just yourself, people are characters in it of themselves. You don't got to be super specific, bruh. It ain't all that. Just come in the power of the black woman and man being galactical gods. Go and look at the episode called I Am, and go and look at the season finale. You could be the little girl that had the robotic arm. You could be Tick. You know what I mean? You could be Letty. You could be Hippolyta. Please be Hippolyta. I want to see so many Hippolytas in the building, because Hippolyta was the character, a black woman, a mother, a mama, a black mama, proud mama out in Chicago. And she had a journey where she found her God self. She tapped into her greater self, man. I promise you. That episode put tears in my eyes. So, yeah, the little girl is definitely the future. So, to top it all off, Atlanta or Atlantis is the home of Bobby Hemmett. My Baba, your Baba. Bobby motherfucking Hemmett. You all right? Y'all all right? And it's no better place to celebrate in the calendar year of 2020, All Hallows Eve, than in this place, Atlanta, this electrified, powerful, gothic, melanated, magical, African spirituality enclave of a motherfucking place, Atlantis. Hell to the motherfucking yeah with this red ass clay. Yeah, we gonna give your ass this red summer, nigga, on All Hallows Eve, nigga. And it's gonna be lit, 420 friendly, talk black to me. And we gonna have the room, we gonna have the boomies in the building. If you know what the boomies is, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be lit, it's gonna be turned up. All of the information is on the flyer. The flyer is on my YouTube page. If you are part of my mailing list, I sent the flyer out. Look for it. It's sent in the mailing, the emails that we email blast every week. We send out something. All right. This is my announcement segment. Let me get it all out the way. All right. On October 27th, yeah, talk black to me. Your boy gets clean. On October 27th, right? That is on a Tuesday. This is for all of my stream chasers, right? AKA the brothers and the sisters and the babies that's trying to get to that not trying. The brothers and the sisters and the babies that's already getting to the bag. You a stream chaser. I want you on my team. I want you to be a part of my network. I want to get to know you. I want to believe in you. You know what I'm talking about? I want to pop bottles with you and have fun on the island somewhere. All 1,000 of you. It's 1,000 of us. All 1,000 of you. I want us all to win. So I'm opening up a stream on October 27th. This is going to be a launch party. I want all of my stream chasers and everybody that's interested in getting to that bag. Right? Hit me up. Go to streamchasers.com and sign up. Right? You could go and sign up, and I will have your information. We will contact you. Let me put the email right there for you. Let me put the website there for you. And let me pull that up. Leave your email, your information, and we will get at you. We got you. Okay? But October 27th is going to be me and my business partners. I got business partners. I got multiple businesses because I got multiple streams. So I got multiple business partners, you know. So me and some good brothers, some entrepreneurs, some rich black men will be launching my group, my Stream Chasers Epic group. All right, dealing with Forex, all of my Forex get money people out there, especially the brothers that want to tap into the Forex universities and learn more about it and become more astute and get these cheat codes and pick and chop it up with some experts. Yeah, sign up. Okay, that's on Tuesday. I'll see you then. Right. For all of the people who was in the 4-week class with me and Billionaire PA, I want to say thank you, every single one of my students. I appreciate every single one of yous, right? Y'all definitely made this 4 weeks extremely, extremely just beautiful, man. Hold on. Yeah, super lit. Talk black to me. Anyway, for the 4-week class, man, I got testimonies, man. We had people literally leaving us mad testimonies about how much they loved the class. We was doing our thing, me and Billionaire. You feel me? Shout out to Billionaire PA. But we got testimonies, we got feedback. Very proud of what we were doing with that class. The Healthy and Wealthy, 4-week business infrastructure course. We introduce our students to CPAs. We introduce them to entity lawyers. We introduce them to business credit and personal credit professionals. And this week, we're going to introduce them to our bankers and accountants and whatnot. So, this is about getting business together. Everybody's not about business. So this is not for everybody. No offense to anybody who is not about business. This is directed to the niche or the market or the group of my brothers and sisters who are signed members of Stream Chasers. We don't want to get in nobody's way. We're going to keep with the conspiracy theories. We're going to feed you. We're going to feed your fears. Don't worry about it. But in the meantime, between time, I got people that want to win. And we got to serve them. KTL Empowerment. We got to serve them. It helps my psyche. It helps my heart get lighter. It makes me feel more purposeful in life. So, if you can support it, that's all I ask you. People always ask me, what can they do to help? Or how can they pay back? Or what can they do to give back? My main thing is support the events, because the events are important. Come to Atlanta. If you ain't been to Atlanta, come out here Halloween weekend. Pull up, right? Pull up. My brother Jason Williams is going to pull up. He's all the way in California. He's all the way on the West Coast. He's coming all the way to the A to turn the fuck up. Because I promise you, when you hear this album is a turn-up album. It's a summer album. It's a summer album, but you're going to be able to play it all year round. But I encapsulated the energy of this summer. I did that. 2020 is going to be a historic year. They're going to make movies about 2020 10 years from now, 20 years from now. The 2020 trope controls media for the next 30 years. The same way that the 9/11 trope or the 9/11 quote unquote meme controlled media and entertainment it impacted it for about 20 years. That's what this 2020 is going to do. The COVID, that white stuff, man. If you don't think so, I don't know what to tell you, but you can't go back to 2020. Once you get out this bitch, you can't say, I'm gonna write the book about 2020 in 2021. That's not how it works. you would have to have created something during this marker or this period to necessarily encapsulate the true energy of the time when niggas was rioting. To capture the true energy of the 4th of July with Criterion, where in the morning Farrakhan was giving it up in his garden, and then in the afternoon they was on Stone Mountain 10,000 deep with hammers and whatnot. If you didn't record something during that time, or you didn't create something during that time, you didn't tap into the energy of the moment. So I'm not having that conversation with you. You know what I mean? No offense, but you can't have that conversation. You can't catch up to the energy. It's gone. You know what I'm talking about? We're in fall, my nigga. The doors are closed. So Red Summer is gonna bring you back to a time that just happened, and also take you into the future. So I need y'all in the building. I want to party with anybody that wants to party with me. I'm gonna let you know the rundown of this celebration so you don't have to speculate. The album is about an hour. The doors open at 10 and they close at 2. You got to go home at 2, right? Maybe 3. They open from 10 to 2. The spot that we booked, we are going to be listening to music all night, okay? If you don't do a 2-step, at least, we're not asking you niggas to be Leroy from Fame. If you don't do a 2-step and you a wallflower, this is the wrong one to go to. You know what I'm talking about? We at least need you to do the motherfucking 2-step or the shuffle. Move around, my niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Move around, because this ain't wallflower. This is not, don't be on the phone. I might take you niggas' phone before we go in the venue. How about that? Put that shit into a glove or something. Put into the safe. We not looking for you to have this is not the Masked Dancer. This is not Dancing with the fucking Stars. We don't need you niggas to be doing the salsa and all of that all night. That's not what we're asking you. This is not an Omarion video shoot. Shout out to the God. All we saying is do the Millie Wop, nigga. Do some of them TikTok dances. I don't know. We'll put on some Afro beats for you niggas. Do all of the rain dances. Do all of that. But this is how the music is going to go down. The playlist or the DJ or the music that we're going to be playing at the October 30th Red Summer album release / HP Lovecraft theme party is all Scorpion artists. Why? Because we in Scorpio season, nigga. Yeah, all stingers up. Where my Scorpions at? Put a Scorpion in the motherfucking chat, please. Let these niggas know that we outside. You know what I'm talking about? All of my Scorpion stingers up. It's the season right now. So all of the artists is going to be Scorpions that you'll hear that night when you come to the event. You never, we did it before. We did it before in Manhattan at the Happy Monkey spot, which is a low-key dispensary. And it was lit. Shout out to the Dark Lord. He was in the building with us. We did it in conjunction with the Dark Lord. Bruh. Scarface is a Scorpion. E-Feezy is a Scorpion. Doug Izzle. E40 is a Scorpion. Boozy motherfucking Badass is a Scorpio. Wipe me down, nigga. Wipe me down is a Scorpio. He's born on my birthday, my exact day. You know what I'm talking about? And he's younger than us. How about that? ODB, my niggas. Scorpio. ODB. Scorpio. Drake. Everything that Drake did. This lit, that is. Yeah, he's a Scorpio. Your boy, P. Diddy. Take that. Take that. Sean Combs is a Scorpio. So whatever he produced, shit like that, that's being played. We're not here to judge nobody's future, I believe. Somebody go and do a check on Future if he's a Scorpio or not. Fabulous. I believe he's also one too. Do a check on Fabulous. Let's see if he's a Scorpio. Boozy did Hotbox. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check out Hotbox. Yeah, I fucks with Hotbox. So all Scorpio artists, right? 420 friendly. When the album comes, I might put it on headphones. I don't know. I'm still weighing that out because I want you to hear that shit like sonically. I'm getting it mixed down professionally. One of the tenets to the album is I want to make sure that it sounds sonically superior than anything I've ever done before. So I already paid a nice grip to invest in my sound. I want that shit to be, it passed the car test already, and it ain't even mixed down. It already passed the car test, but I want it to sound silly. So we're gonna have 420. It's gonna be 420 friendly. You'll be able to smoke. We're gonna have the boomies. You'll be able to tap in. Yeah, we more than likely, if it's not food in the building, we'll have a food truck outside the building. This is gonna be in Jonesboro. That's the only thing that I can tell you. I'm not giving you the address. When you go to the Eventbrite and get a ticket, you get all of that information. You dig? But if you are flying into the A, you could stay by the airport because Jonesboro is near the airport. You know, I'm doing that to accommodate people that are coming in from other places and people in the city. I figured you could meet us. The best place to, the middle ground would be right there. Pull up. Pull up. You feel me? Pulls up. This shit gonna be lit. I promise you. I'm dumping a lot of bread in this. This is my baby, like I said. Red Summer is my child. Put a lot of pain. I sacrificed a lot to do this album. You have no idea. I'll talk about it on Wendy Williams' couch one day. And then, because remember, it's Red October, so we got a lot of shit going on. You dig? It's a lot of things going on. I'm booked, bitch. It's a lot of things going on. So I don't want to forget things. I just want to remember the 4th of December. So we got some trips coming up that we want to talk about. We want to promote some teams, you dig? Give me 1 second. We got some awesome retreats that we want to tell you about because I get bombarded by so many people that are asking me about retreats. They want to go to Mount Shasta. They want to go to St. Croix, Virgin Islands. You know, they want to go to the tropics because they see that we keep it pushing. You know, do what we were supposed to. We do what we were, quote unquote, sent here to do. And that is to have very enlightening and healthy experiences. You dig? And to definitely enjoy life on life's terms. You know, enjoy life the right way. You know what I'm saying? By reclaiming your birthrights. Give me 1 minute, y'all. Thank you, everyone that has sent the Cash App. I'm going to read your names off before we get out of here so we can put you on public record for just being, you know, a believer, a supporter. You feel me? Give me 1 minute, y'all. Like I said, tonight really is an announcement show, so we could talk our talk. Mika, I appreciate you. Marcus Hazard, I appreciate you. Rick Wells, salute, I appreciate you. Ron Mias, I appreciate you as well. Thank you on this Saturday morning for sending support. Gilberto, my man, I appreciate you, King. You know what I'm talking about? For supporting a brother on this morning. You could have been doing anything, you know. That make me know that I'm appreciated. And to be honest with you, in a job like this, it doesn't have too many goddamn flowers attached to it. That's the least that we can ask. That's to be appreciated. That's the least. So thank you for that. You know, thank you for that. So when I said the Hallows Eve joint is gonna be lit. Come on, I mean, you know we're gonna make that a movie. That's gonna be a movie though. That's gonna be a movie. Gotta be. You know, we waited too long. And the album sound too lit. Like, I'm not even gonna sell that shit. It's gonna sell itself. Real talk. I'm gonna just step back and let it do something. I don't got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already told fools what it was versus what it wasn't. So I'm gonna just let it speak. Yeah, appreciate you. Just let it speak for itself. Ladarian, I love that name too. That's a dope name. Appreciate you, King or Queen. I appreciate you. Good looking. We're gonna put the album on pre-sale starting Monday as well. That's another announcement. RedSummer.com is gonna be the website. We actually have a website for the album. Why you got a website for the album, Red Pill? You could just go to Spotify or Apple, man. You playing games. Well, I'm glad you asked that question. I got the website because I want to control my data. Understand? It's more so I want to find out who is exactly buying these albums. You know what I mean? I want to know who these brothers and sisters are. I want to know what their emails are. I have the right to know that. Why? Because those are my fans. You know, not Amazon, not Spotify. They're utilizing their platform to take my people from me. Let my people go. You know? So I have my own site. I'm selling my own merch. I'm going to basically sell whatever I want to sell because I have my own site. I have my own store. I have my own quote unquote attached. It's almost like a label. So looking for this flyer for that. Give me 1 minute. Mm-hmm. Celebration. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so a lot of people come up and they ask us about these trips, and these trips are important because, you know, When you think about it, especially those of us that survived this COVID, right? What the fuck? Like, we've been through a lot. The stress that accumulates as a result of being in fear, the stress that accumulates as a result of being angry, the kind of stress and tension that accumulates as a result of being, quote unquote, inundated with negativity and negative thoughts. Because if you watch the daily news, right, if you read the newspaper, and if you watch that news, chances are you could get put into a mind state that is mad negative. You could succumb to being paranoid at any given time, just if the wind breathes on you, right? So who is going to initiate the healing? Because we all know that the healers need healing, right? Who's going to be proactive enough to say, you know what? I know our people don't need to be in these big cities. It ain't that much going on in the cities anyway because of the lockdown. So the key, one of the draws to the city is, you're able to work there. It's a labor force and stuff and shit like that. But with the COVID, all of that changed. You don't need all of that. The city is now undesirable in a sense. People are looking into rural areas, and there's a mass exodus that has taken place where brothers and sisters are going back to the South in droves, and I don't blame them. I feel that they're answering something that's inside of them, that's bringing them in those directions. I feel like the Spirit is bringing everybody home, to prepare us for what's to come, But yeah, we got things going on. There's a lot of things going on. I would be lying to you if I said nothing is popping. There's a lot of things popping. Hold on, I'm looking for one. Yeah, so the tickets for the Eventbrite is in my description for the upcoming event on the 30th. Go on my Eventbrite for that. We're going to talk further about it as we get down the line too. Okay. So for the month of November, we got a bunch of things coming up. And also for the month of December, we got a bunch of things coming up. You feel me? So I want to just keep you updated because keep in mind these events are down the line. They are at least 30 days out and more. And that's essential to get your budget together, to make your decisions, to get your brands together. All right. Let me share something that's coming up. Okay. This one is going to be super lit. All right. This one is going to be super lit. This is our people's secret out of the A. All right. From November 30th to December 4th in Tulum, Mexico. Okay. In Tulum, Mexico. Travel with a Purpose retreat in Tulum. I'm probably not going to be on that retreat in particularly, but this is fam right here. We've been working with them, and what they're doing by going to Tulum, they're working with orphanages. They're doing a healing retreat, but it's also a healing retreat to heal the people that are in the villages who may be going through quote unquote poverty, or maybe having a slow year as a result of 2020. So this is a retreat. Travel with a purpose is exactly that, traveling with a purpose. So the orphanage, they're visiting the orphanage, they're visiting the Mayan pyramids. There's going to be a full moon cacao ceremony, and there's going to be a dive in healing natural sea note, and much, much more. So travel with the purpose retreats.com is the website. Check it out. All right. And then a week after that, in Puerto Rico, right? In Puerto Rico, we are going to be having a powerful event. This event is going to be hosted by our brother Araje Nefertun, and that is December 12th to the 13th in Puerto Rico, and that will feature special, I won't call it guests. This is a boot camp for holistic entrepreneurs, the Elevation Boot Camp for Holistic Entrepreneurs, and the entrepreneurs that will be there to speak, not the guests, but the entrepreneurs will be our sister Rain, brothers Red and Blue Pill, me and Blue, our sister Karma Soul, all right, and our good brother Supernova Slum. The workshops include Detox Your Life from Financial Stagnation, Accountability Protocol for Self-Mastery, and Purging the Patterns, 1111 Manifestation, Striving and Surviving in the Passion Economy Post-COVID, Indigenous Industries, and many, many more. Learn all of the tools you need to start and grow a successful holistic based business. Rainforest Tour and Sacred Cacao Ceremony, energy freeing healing sound bath. All right. So if you want a ticket for that, go to E1EVAT1ION at Eventbrite. That's like the spelling of Evolution, but instead of, that's like the spelling of elevation, but instead of the L, there's a 1 in the place of an L. So E1EVAT1ION, elevation.eventbrite. All right. So y'all make sure y'all tap into those events. You dig? They're going to be lit. You know, KTL and the ATL. We're doing my thing for my, once again, for my stream chasers. I want y'all to tap into the stream. Get with me. I promise you, we are getting to our streams. We're getting to our bag. We're getting to our success. We're getting to our solutions. For my 4-week class, my brothers and sisters on the last week of class, I just put a video out where we were welcoming anyone into the last week. We were telling them to name your price, and we will let you in the class. So that offer still stands. You can hit us on the IG, or you can send your offer to the Cash App. And the Cash App address is not right there. Let me give you the new Cash App for that. Let me show you. That is this. Speak Your Dreams. Right? And put your email in there. All right, if you want to be part of this 4-week course. So yes, Rick Ross bought 87 acres for $1 million. That's what everybody should do after that. After he did that demonstration, like there's nothing else to talk about. He set it off. So it should go from that point. That should be the protocol. All of these millionaires. I mean, we need 87 on 87 times 10. So yeah, y'all. Love and light has been fun, but I gotta tap out. Okay, I gotta tap out. Are we gonna do a follow-up 4-week class? I believe so. That will be in maybe mid-November, right? In mid-November. Tell the 16-year-old I said peace. So yeah, y'all. It is what it is. Love and light. We're gonna tap back in. Purge.